Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is another episode of She's Purpose Key Book Talks. Listen, we have another awesome author in the house today. And you know how the She's Purpose Key community like to do it, right? But before we celebrate this new author, let me back up and let me introduce myself because y'all know I get excited, right? So again, I am Coach Keandra Ragland. I work with Christian professional women, helping them to identify limiting beliefs. As a burnout coach, I help bring balance to life, right? So I believe in healthy wealth, healthy boundaries, healthy lifestyle. I believe in not being overworked, not being overwhelmed, not being stressed out. So we're not bringing work stress home and home stress to work, right? I help with setting goals, being an accountability partner for you. So if you're looking for someone to help you with your goal plans, whether it's a week to week, month to month, or a yearly plan, I would love to work with you. Go to shespurposekey.com. If you have a problem with navigating, you have questions, you can also email me at life@a-glance-books with the S, and that's at gmail.com. So enough about She's Purpose King. We're going to talk about this new author Dr. Nina Joy Mena. Yes. Let's congratulate her, She's Purpose King community. And she has 2 books out. Her newest release was in May. So yes, let's celebrate her. Woo, 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 woo. Yes.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. I love it. And so I want you to come on in, let the people know who you are today.
Yes, like you said, I'm Dr. Nina Joy Mena, and I go by Dr. Enjoy affectionately, because that's my name. And I am a psychiatrist. I'm based out of Atlanta. I have my own private practice. It's a virtual psychiatric private practice called Enjoy Life, Living in Full Empowerment. And I'm also a chief medical officer at a community mental health center called Chris 180. And as you mentioned, I'm an author, 2-time author, and I'm also a host of my own podcast, Journey to Joy Live. I go live every Thursday at 7.
Connections. Network. I'm have been blessed and grateful to just connect with so many authors and just entrepreneurs, women that's just they thriving. You know, they are thriving. You just see the glow on us. Okay. All right. And so I get excited. Listen, I just want to welcome everybody in today. And so as we move into this interview, author Nina Joy, I would love for you to tell us, when did your journey start as an author?
Yes, so that journey started actually, if it starts when you publish, I published my first book in August. I started working on it, and it's a wellness journal. I started working on it around January 2024. So you can say maybe for about 18 months. And I was just motivated by all the other mental health professionals that have books out. I'm like, I want a book. Well, why can't I do it? And so a wellness journal seemed like the easiest thing to start. And it's going well as far as people needing a wellness journal. And then, of course, put out that second book. And just once you put out one, you just keep thinking about other ideas.
Right. So that was the very first book that you put out, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so the second book, you have a copy of the one that was released in May, right?
Yes. Inspired Joy for the Wife, Mom, Boss. Balancing it all without losing yourself.
So tell me what encouraged that title, because listen, wife, mom, boss, right? And so what inspired that particular cover of the book?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I'm a wife, mom, boss. And just going through my day-to-day and thinking about the stress, like even if you listen carefully, you can hear my 4-year-old Tyler screaming, but yet I'm in here in my office being a boss, but out there on the other side of the door, I'm a mom, and then I've got a husband, and it is just like you just stretch like from this angle to that angle and doing all the things financially and having to worry about my own self-care and prioritize myself while also being everything to everyone else. So I notice other wife, mom bosses out there being everything to everyone else. How do we prioritize ourselves. And so really it's part memoir and part wellness guide. So a lot of what how I deal with being a Wi-Fi boss myself is here, just pretty much some journal entries even, because it can be very difficult, but also of course tips and guides on how to get through and prioritize and put yourself back on the priority list.
Yes, yes. Key. How to put yourself back on the priority list. And I can tell right now that you have a balance already. We all try to figure it out day by day, but for the most part, you have a strategy,
Yes.
right? You
Yes.
have a strategy to your schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and so if you had a mission, and I know for your career, how long have you been in your career as a
I've been in
therapist?
so I graduated, well, medical school in 2013. So 10 years as a medical doctor, but
Okay.
I graduated my training in psychiatry in 2019. So you can say about 6 years as a psychiatrist, child
Okay,
psychiatrist.
okay.
Mhm.
So when you combine everything together, if you had a mission, that mission that keeps you motivated, keeps you going, keep you energized, and
Yeah.
just living it with a smile like you do,
Uh-huh.
what would that mission be?
2 words: to inspire joy. And that's really, that's in the title of both books. Inspire joy for the wife, mom, boss, and inspire. We'll get into that. But inspire actually stands for something, and it's a guide to how to prioritize your self-care, because I feel like it is possible to choose joy and have joy despite
Mhm,
challenges, stress, and trauma.
mhm,
So my mission is exactly my namesake, joy, to
mhm.
inspire joy on others.
That's good. That's good. I love it. I love it. And so, we are going to jump right into talking about your newest book. Well, you have two out, but we're going to talk about the Mom Boss Wife first.
Mhm.
Um, who should read this book? I know we talked about joy. Uh,
Yeah.
we talked about inspiring. We're talking
Yeah.
about how to, how to put yourself back first. After you have given energy into all other areas. How to
Exactly.
reprioritize so you can get back into yourself. But I want you to elaborate a little bit more on
Who is it
who this
for?
book is truly for.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely for the wife, mom, boss, because it's for, dealing with how do I be a good wife? How do I be a good mom? How do I be a good boss? But also how do I prioritize myself? But I'm not leaving out anybody else,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
If you deal with multiple roles, maybe you are a caregiver, wife, boss. Maybe you don't have your own child, but you're caring for a parent. Or maybe you aren't a mom yourself, but you are a wife boss, but you're dealing with multiple roles in your life, including being a boss. Definitely at its core, it's for the boss
mhm. Yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody who is just like, oh my God, all these challenges and just kind of losing yourself, because
Mhm,
we go through the motions.
mhm,
Yeah, we might be living our purpose, but are we really truly doing exactly what you wanted to be 25 years ago
mhm,
before
mhm.
all the hectic day to day started pouring in? So it's for any high achiever, any boss lady who's trying to get back to themselves.
Right. Awesome. So explain this to me while we on this particular subject. Um, you heard a lot of well, I heard more now
Hmm.
in women who have started their own. You know how for as women we have this dream to be married, we have this dream to
Yes.
have children, we have this
Yes.
dream to, to want it all, right?
Yes.
So now that we have it all,
That part.
okay. So now that we have it all, it's kind of like you hear terms now like, the divorce rate have increased, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
You hitting all the challenges with the children,
Mhm.
divorce, separation, losing jobs, the
Mm.
whole life readjustment thing, right? And
Yeah.
so when you get back to yourself, it's like, oh, I lost myself, or I'm
Yeah.
trying to find myself. Like I'm just trying to figure out, like, for me, life happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was expected, but I don't, and I'm saying this because I just want to make sure that I understand when I hear this, when women say, I'm trying to find myself again. I
Yeah.
lost myself. I
Yeah.
didn't really know I don't really know who I am, but that's what you wanted. We wanted marriage. We wanted family.
Yes, I
We
hear
wanted the
you.
house. We wanted all of that. Like it's women that's praying like, I want to be married. I want to have children. I want to have this nice
And that
house.
don't make it not hard. It's still
You know,
frustrating. And,
but you
I
did it.
talk
Now,
about
yeah, go
my
ahead. I
I
want
talk
you to.
about
Mhm.
my struggles in the book when I was single. Like, I almost had like a depression. Like, I just really wanted to be married, really wanted to be a doctor. And it just seemed like it took forever for me
Yeah.
to meet my mate. But like looking back, it's just like, oh, yeah, it happened as smooth as it could possibly happen. I did the online dating and all those things. Don't get me wrong. I love being married and I will work as hard as I need to continue to be married and have it be a successful marriage. But that doesn't mean it's not stressful. That doesn't mean that parenting, because, hey, two miscarriages, then kids, right? So
Mhm.
definitely pray for these kids. But parenting joy and parenting stress can kind of go
Yes.
back and
Yes.
forth, right?
Yes.
So just because something's amazing and you pray for it doesn't mean it can't be, it's not stressful. So it's just a matter of being able to organize yourself and being able to maintain that joy so that you will be the best parent possible and
Yeah.
will be able to stay in your marriage, because sometimes stress can lead to like the worst thing,
So do
right?
you feel like that's where the losing yourself comes from? Like, I lost myself in my marriage, or I lost myself in,
Yeah.
something that was so amazing, something that was so happy, and then to find
Mm.
years later you feel like you lost yourself.
Gotcha. Great question. Great question. Because as a wife, you're hoping to do everything to make the husband happy. You're hoping to do everything to make the kids happy. And your identity, you want it to be a wife. So you have that identity. You want it to be a mom. You have that identity. But sometimes you look back and you're like, I'm doing everything for them. What do I want? I have the most simplest example. That would be the TV. Anytime the TV's on, it's something the kids want to watch. If the kids are to bed, it's something my husband wants to watch.
Yeah.
People ask me, "What do you want to watch? What do you like to watch?" I don't know. What do I want to watch? And after I realized that, I started making intentional plans to actually watch my own series, right? Because that's what I want to watch. And I'm a runner. I love running, and I make sure I get my running in, so that it's not just about what you're doing this for someone else and you feel fulfilled. Because when you get lost in what you want and you're only focused on what other people want, that's where burnout comes in. You talked
Yes.
about it as a
Yes.
burnout coach.
You hit it. You hit it. That's why I was digging for it. That's why I was
There it
digging
is.
for
I
it.
got it. I won.
Yes, you got it. You got it. So, and you have to be intentional, right? And so, as we are talking about that, being intentional, you also talk about two foundation of resilience and empowerment in your
Yes.
book. And
Yes.
so, can we talk a little bit about those two foundations?
Yes. So resilience and empowerment is the tail end of inspire. So inspire joy stands for integrity, nurture, stability, purpose, intimacy, resilience, and empowerment. And those first five are our core health foundations that we need as far as our mental health, physical health, financial health, social health, and our aspirational health, our purpose. So the R and E in this foundation, resilience. Like, we need resilience. We need that bounce back factor, because a lot of people be like, oh, why is life so hard? Life be life and stress.
Mm-hmm,
Resilience tells you that life is gonna
mm-hmm,
life.
mm-hmm,
Resilience tells you that despite the challenges, you're gonna grow no matter what. Despite the
mm-hmm.
trauma, you are gonna heal and you are gonna grow. And empowerment tells you that you can inflict your own boundaries. You can say no. You can do things for you and for your purpose. So that's really that's foundation on top of all the other health areas that you need to focus on.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so, because I'm definitely, a resilience person,
Oh yeah.
determination. I tell people, I said I'm that determination, that resilience, and that perseverance. And sometimes it's like,
Need it.
it's kind of like we've just been talking about. Like, for me, the key word lately has been priority. Making
Mhm.
everything intentional, making everything, a
Mhm.
priority. Day to day priority list.
Mhm. Mhm.
And understanding that life is not perfect. Things happen, and there are sometimes that things happen outside of your control, and we just have to recognize that, right?
Yeah.
That's part of life. It doesn't mean just because life is life and that everything is going wrong. You know,
Right. That too. That
so
too.
yeah, right. And so we also have choice. what to focus on. Whether we want, if something bad even happens, we have the choice to focus on like the good that came out of it, or the good that's going to come out of it.
Gratitude. Mm-hmm.
The attitude, right? The
Mm-hmm.
experience. Okay, what should I learn from this experience? Is it
Mm-hmm.
going to, so it's opportunity, like you said, opportunity to be a character, opportunity to grow,
Mm-hmm.
opportunities to make adjustments,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
word adjustments, right? If we find that something's not working for us, right?
Yeah.
Or working for just not us, or I, but for the overall family business, right?
Mm-hmm. The mission.
So,
Yeah.
so thank you for sharing that. So, what are a few action steps that are designed to boost your self awareness, authenticity, and wellness?
Yes. So, I mean, that pulls into the whole inspire and the whole being able to focus on all the areas of your life. Because where I came up with inspire from and dealing with your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, social health is that I noticed within my life I can have like a sprinkle of anxiety here and there. I definitely do have ADHD. I can lose sight of certain areas. Like I'm really good at my physical health, making sure I run, and therefore that helps with my mental health. But financially, like if something happens and I'm not financially prepared, then what does that do with your mental health? That impacts that. So, definitely strategies that I recommend is being able to be conscious of the different areas of your life. What do I need to do today for my mental health? What do I need to do today for my physical health? What do I need to do today for my financial health? Am I budgeting for joy?
Mm-hmm.
When I said on Facebook, I was doing a reel and I was just like, oh, yeah, I scheduled a staycation. I scheduled this and that. And they're like, oh, how does it feel to have money? I'm like, no, 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 no. It's not about whether you have money. It's budgeting for joy. It doesn't matter how much money you have.
I
You
like
can
that
budget for
budgeting
joy.
for joy. Yes,
Exactly. And
yes,
then, of course, when it comes to getting back to yourself, thinking about what your purpose is and what you want. But yes, so those are key right there. And whatever that self care is that you do on a day to day basis, making sure you incorporate some level of self care.
yes, yes. I love it. And so, you all, as you are coming in, for those who have just joined, I would love for you to support Dr. Nina Joy, and her website is at the bottom of the screen, www dot Dr. NJ, it's Joy, basically Joy Life.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, joylife.com. So Dr. Enjoylife.com.
Yes.
Go to her website. I have it pulled up right now just to scroll through it. You can go
Awesome.
to about Enjoy Services. We'll talk a little bit about her services. So stay into the end. There's more. There's more. I would like for you to like, love, and share this show, this broadcast. Again, Chief Purpose Key, you know how we like to do it. Authors are supporting authors. So let's continue to support and celebrate the new release books, many authors. We have first time authors. We have authors that have new releases, new projects, new conference, whatever. We want to support that, okay? And so go to her website. You have Journey to Joy, you have speaking, you have events, and you have shop, right? So she's also a speaker. So I'm going to pull up this link under speaking, if you don't mind, to go ahead and share some of the services, some of your signature topics.
Oh yeah. So as far as my signature topic, I'm always talking about elevating your joy and how you can put yourself back on your priority list, how you can implement self-care in your day-to-day routine. So that's my primary talk that I do as far as being able to choose joy despite the challenges and how to transfer your stress into joy. And I do self-care talks. You can even buy my wellness journal, the Enjoyno. Some people buy it in bulk for their retreats. And I appear at mental health fairs as well with my book, selling the book, signing them. I've been guests on podcasts. I've been on CNN Health. I've been on Fox 2 Detroit, Therapy for Black Girls. So I've been speaking in many places. Call myself a motivational speaker. So, hey,
Yes.
if you
Not,
need a
yeah,
speaker,
we ain't just calling. You are, and I love it. So
hey.
I am scrolling on her website, you all. So if you're looking for a speaker, listen, this is your girl. Go to her website. I'm scrolling now so you can see a couple of opportunities for her.
Yes. And my primary services as a psychiatrist, I am taking new patients. So I do medication management as well as therapy.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. And so while we are scrolling through your website, um, oh, actually, this is what I was going to ask about your running. You run, you're an avid runner.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about a little bit about your inspiration in that? And
Yeah, I've been
why you do it? Why you do it? Because some people don't. We don't
girl.
just run. We don't just run marathons.
Just cause. I've been running for over 10 years and it's it came out of when I first started gaining weight and I'm just like, "Whoa, what is happening?" And running just seemed to come easy. I ran into the Black Girls Run community in Cincinnati and it was just this whole community of women who you can walk, run, jog with and it was just amazing. So it wasn't just about running anymore. It was about friendship and sisterhood and it was just amazing. And ever since then, I've learned that running's my zen. It's my medication. It's my therapy. It's my self care. It's my everything. And I've noticed that if I go a couple days without running, I'm more irritable. My threshold for stress lowers, and I might become tearful if somebody just say something. And normally it's not an issue if I'm runned up. So I noticed that I have to keep up with it. So yes, I run almost every day. And I have a goal to run 100 half marathons by the age of 50. I just ran my 42nd half marathon. I've done 9 full marathons. I might do a 10th.
Oh, so that is so excited. So excited.
Yeah.
And so we talked about what your services are as a therapist, and we talked about you being an avid runner.
Mhm.
So what is what is your personal form of therapy in reset for those who need to understand just how to just reset on a day-to-day basis?
My personal form or how I give therapy?
Well, your personal form.
Oh, for me, well, that's start running.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your running. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah, I get away and I get away in my head. I'm able to think clearly. I'm planning. It's just great listening to music just really helps and that's my form of therapy is running.
okay. So what do you recommend for others who may find themselves anxious often?
I think everyone should run. I'm kidding. No, everybody. I mean, find what your thing is, right? So,
Uh-huh.
like for me, I just did a podcast on. Actually, it was 100th podcast on 0 to 100. So, like how to get 0 to 100 from stress to joy. Because we always
Yes.
talk about 0 to 100. Oh, they just went 0 to 100. They angry all of a sudden. How do you get joy all of a sudden? For me, my 0 to 100 is running. What is the 0 to 100 for you? Is it painting? Is it a walk in the sun? Is it dancing? Is it going to a concert? Is it a massage? Is it a quick trip? It doesn't have to be expensive, but is it something just as gentle as like looking at the birds flying? What is it for you? So it's different for everybody. And if you need help with how to find that for you, a therapist can definitely walk you through that.
Yes. And so as I shared her website, everyone, I am also sharing that her books are on Amazon.
Mhm.
So this is one of the books that we have been speaking of, Inspire Joy for Wife, Mom, and Boss. And this is the back cover. I was trying to see if let me see if this particular page do. Yep, it does. So if you go to the Amazon um read sample, you can also get a sneak peek of some of the
Yeah.
pages. So
Mhm.
I always like to show that. That way you can kind of, again, it's a sample. That's why it's called sample. But the goal is for you to click on that link, the website that is not only posted on the screen, but it's also in the comments. So in the comments, you will find her website. Not her website link in the Amazon link you will find there. And so click on the link, purchase the link. If it's not a book for you, guess what? We can always purchase for someone else.
Exactly.
So there may be a sister, a cousin, an auntie, a coworker, somebody that you know
Mhm.
is thriving as a wife or thriving as a mom or thriving as a boss, right? And
Mhm.
so when I think of boss, I, we leaders. We all are leaders.
Leader of something, boss of your
Right.
life.
Right. We are all leading and leading, right? So this can
Mhm.
impact us. So chapter 1, you will see the making of a wife, mom, boss. Then 2, why joy is essential for every wife, mom, boss. We talk about integrity, reclaiming your mental, emotional, and spiritual health as a woman. So while we're talking about this spiritual health as a woman, um, I want to ask you,
Mhm.
author. Um,
Mhm.
I'm going to mess up your name. I don't know why I'm twisting with this Joy. We're talking about Joy. I want to say author Joy.
You can just say Dr. Joy or Dr.
I
Enjoy.
don't want to say Doctor. Yeah, I do. I just want to say Joy, Doctor Joy.
You
So if I can
can.
get your permission to call you Doctor Joy,
Yes,
I
you
would like
can.
to ask you, what is your favorite scripture?
My favorite scripture. Ooh, and you prepped me for that. It's in James. It's in James, and it's probably chapter 1. I cannot remember the verse, but it's the one about joy, and consider it joy, pure joy when you go through trials and tests and tribulations. That is my favorite because I feel like that is everything that I talk about.
Like the
That
trying of your
you
faith, working patience, and
yeah, that you can experience joy and that really when you have a challenge or a test or tribulation, that is joy. That's
mm-hmm,
pure joy.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
so that is my favorite scripture because it really speaks to the resilience part that you can choose joy, that you can experience joy despite challenges.
Yes, I like it. I like it. Yes. So go to Amazon.
Woo-hoo. Amazon is 21.99 on Amazon. It's 17.49 in my website. And if you do get it from drenjoylife.com, you'll get a signed copy of it. So, but if
Okay,
you prefer
okay.
Amazon, you can go to Amazon too.
Yes, yes, but we prefer for you to go to her website. But I always like to share both, locations for some people who
Thank
are just
you.
Amazon people.
Because it's the ebook. The ebook is 9.99. So if you're an
On
ebook
Amazon,
person,
the ebook
yeah, on
is okay.
Amazon.
Oh no,
Yeah.
okay, 9.99. So, is
Mhm.
there anything else that you would love to share with the audience tonight?
Yes, I did want to speak more about the Enjoino, the wellness journal, if you don't
Yes,
mind.
yes, ma'am. I was pulling
Yeah.
it up anyway, girl. I
Oh,
got
you
you.
were?
Got
Look
you.
at her. She pulling it up. Yeah, so it's the Enjoino. NAL stands for Nurturing Authentic Living, but it's called Enjoino because it's based off my name. My name is Enjoy. So instead of journal, it's an Enjoino, and it's more than just a journal. It's a therapeutic companion and a wellness journal that helps you balance, like I said earlier, your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, and social health, as well as helping you with those two core foundations, resilience and empowerment. It has 100 positive affirmations, self care tips, therapeutic worksheets, and it implements the therapeutic evidences of cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy. So it really is a therapeutic companion. You can have it with the therapist, go through it with the therapist, or without a therapist.
Yes, yes. And if you, as I have this pulled up, this is on Amazon, but again, you can go to her website, and they say why choose the Enjoy Journal,
Enjoy no.
Enjoy no.
You
Okay.
got it. You got it.
Integrity. It talks about integrity, deepen self awareness, and process past traumas while enhancing your emotional and spiritual health. Nurture, make your physical health a priority, building a strong foundation for well being, stability, achieve financial peace of mind with effective strategies, purpose, set and accomplish life goals that resonate with your deepest desires. Intimacy, enhance relationships, and navigate challenging dynamics. We just got through talking about those points right there earlier about navigating challenges, right?
Mhm.
And that
Mhm.
intimacy. The intimacy can be with yourself. The intimacy can be with, your partner, your children. Sometimes we gotta set our schedules, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but sometimes you gotta set our schedules to meet everybody needs.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
at some
Sometimes you
point
got
in
to
time,
do that.
yes,
Mhm.
because sometimes one feel neglected. You know, can I just have some me time? Like me and you, one of your kids might be saying, "Mama, can I just have just me and you time?" You know, right? And then you like, okay, then you know the other child, different likes, maybe different personality. You know,
Mhm.
so you gotta schedule that time with that individual, schedule time with hubby, schedule time with me, schedule time with everybody, right?
Yeah, that
And
quality
so the
time.
different types of intimacy to
Mhm.
enhance the relationship with yourself and with everyone else around you, right? And so
Mhm.
you have that resilience. We were talking about that resilience as well. Develop the strength to overcome life challenges. For me, that's a part of my resilience. To be honest,
Yeah,
it's just
for sure.
developing that strength in every aspect of my life, right?
Mhm.
Because it is a challenge, but I'm also in that resilience in developing my strength. I know for me, I look at it, and you can elaborate on this a little bit more. But for me, I kind of sit back and observe, right? And
Mhm.
you was talking about this earlier, how you have to take you're talking about taking each like in different categories, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So, and that's kind of how we have to, that's almost like goal setting as well. It's kind of like looking at each part of my life and seeing, okay, what may be, what may be being neglected, right?
Yeah.
To that could be maybe triggering my me being tired a little bit more,
Yeah.
or me being overworked, overwhelmed, or uh, whatever, right? And so I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to bring balance in my life. So let me look at my day to day, and what am I? Maybe it's I just need to go to the mall. I ain't gotta buy nothing, but I
Something.
just need to be around
Yeah.
people. Maybe you closing yourself in and you by yourself often.
Mhm.
And you like, okay, I need to get around people. And it could be a simple walk at the mall. Like just people at the
Exactly. It can
mall.
be fun.
Right. Give people a compliment. Hey, you look nice today. I love your dress. I love your hair. I love, your skin complexion. You will be amazed
Yeah.
like
And what
how
that
that
does.
impact you, right?
Mhm.
You're not really spending money. You're not doing a lot, but you are
Getting out. Yeah.
you getting out, right? That social part of you. So again, I love that that what's going to help me develop my strength today,
For
right?
sure.
And so empowerment, confidently take control of your life with creativity and assertiveness. I think I struggle with that sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the idea for those looking
Yeah.
to boost their mental health, like she said, increase self-awareness, or simply infuse more joy into your daily life. And so I think, like she said earlier, enjoy, inspire, enjoy. These are several methods that we can utilize. And so I want you to talk a little bit more about. You was talking about how this can be used at like with therapists, and
Mhm.
it's also offered like for people that have retreats. Correct?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've had people come to me and say, I bought your journal. I want to have therapy with you to help me go through this journal. It is separated by section where the integrity, the one that's deep, the deepened awareness and helps you get through emotional and psychological your thoughts. That integrity part that helps you go through the trauma as well and the gratitude. That's a 4 week. So if you literally go from beginning to end in that one, that's 4 weeks, but every other section is a week each. So if you go through the journal from beginning to end, it's 11 weeks, but you can go as slow as you want or as fast as you want. You can start in any section. There's also an Inspire Joy self-assessment to see like what areas are you having you score lower in or versus higher and where to start. And so I've had people come to me to go through it together in therapy, or you could take this to your therapist like, oh my God, this is a good journal. Can I do this with you? And then, of course, to share at retreats. I've been invited to do speaking engagements at retreats to bring the books. And since they purchased them, everybody at the retreat is able to have it and enjoy. But yeah, my goal is to have it in every therapist's office, to have everybody looking at it. It has a woman on it, but there's men in here too. So men have bought it and have enjoyed it and been able to work through their prior traumas and how to change like negative thoughts to positive thoughts, negative emotions to positive emotions. It's really great. And if you notice on Amazon, this is $39.08. This was $21.99. That's what, $61. You can get the Joy bundle on drenjoylife.com for just $45.
Okay. $45 for the bundle in the signed copies, right?
And they both be signed copies. Heck yeah.
Yes. Yes, I love it. And so how can I know I shared your website, but I would love for you to share more about how they can make contact with you, how they can book you for a speaker, how all your services.
Thank you. Yes, you can find that on drenjoylife.com. My email is actually info@drenjoylife.com. And I'm everywhere else. My Instagram is dr.enjoy.life. That's the same as my TikTok. My YouTube is Dr. Enjoy Life MD. And I am also on Facebook at Enjoy Life. So any avenue that works for you, contact me, hit me up. But if you start with my website, you can send in a contact form. My number is there. My number is 678-820-ENJOY. So you
Enjoy.
can exactly. So you can call me or hit me up through my website.
Yes. And look, I know y'all feel the vibe. Y'all
Hey,
feel the joy.
get the joy, get the
Y'all
joy.
feel the joy. Y'all see the joy. It's real. It's glowing. So
Yes.
I want you to check your girl out. Check your girl out on her podcast. So I didn't hear you. Did you get information about your podcast?
All right. Yeah. So on all those handles that I gave you, I go live every Thursday at 7. This week happens to be tomorrow, Wednesday at 7. But every Thursday at 7, Journey to Joy Live. I do different topics, anything that leads us back to joy. We talked on Juneteenth, we talked about joy and in the face of racial trauma. I've talked about ADHD and joy, all kinds of different things, how to get back to you, how to unlearn the I can do it all mentality. Many different topics. It's a mental health podcast, been going on for 2 years. This week is episode 104. So yeah, I go live on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube every week.
And do you invite others on your podcast?
You know what? Yes, I have a guest every single week. It used to be just me and then sporadically guests, but
Mm-hmm.
now I've been networking so much. I'm like, hey, girl, let me get you on my podcast. That
Okay.
every single time I have a different guest, and they're usually anybody can be on there, but it's usually been mental health professionals,
Mm-hmm.
doctors, therapists.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my friends, my sister's been on
Mm-hmm.
it, my husband's been on it, my brother-in-law's been on there. People who've experienced their own mental illness
Yes.
have been on there. So a lot of different people.
Okay. Okay. So if they have interest in those areas, how
Mhm.
do they go on your website as well?
It's on my website. When you said you were looking at the top of it and it said Journey to Joy, that is the podcast. So you can look at the feed that way. I have videos on there. You can also click on the podcast icon and you can listen to the Audible. I'm on every podcast platform. If you do iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, as well as Spotify and Pandora. So I'm on all
Okay.
the podcast sites. Yes, and if you're looking to have a therapist or see me as a therapist or need some medication, you can go to my website for in order to request a consultation. I take Aetna in Georgia, Florida, as well as Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's out of pocket. I'm licensed in 11 states.
Awesome. Awesome. This is great. So again, if you have questions for her, if you need services for her, she have shared how to connect. So connect. I want you to love, like, and share this show. You never know
Yeah.
who is in need. So again, we really appreciate everyone for joining She's Purpose Key Book Talks. Listen, if you are an author, a first time author, or you have a new release, I would love to have you on the show. I will leave the link in the comments for you to book. I am booking for July. And so again, I love you all. If nobody have not told you that they love you, we love you. So
Yes.
thank you for joining. And we would like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And we see you next time. Thank
Bye bye.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.